right, hello and welcome back to another episode of the Keto Campers Test Bench. Today we will be unboxing, fueling up, examining, and starting for the very first time the Westinghouse iGen4500. This is the generator that we've chosen to take with us in November when we go camping. We're going to be spending 7 days at Lake Arrowhead State Park, so we won't need to use it there. But then, for the first time ever, we are going to go boondocking for another 7 to 10 days after that. It kind of depends on if Julie can get off work and how that goes. All right, so I want to give you guys a closer look at this. I'm freehanding it, so it's going to be a little wobbly possibly. So this is the Westinghouse iGen4500 inverter generator. It's a beast, but there you go. You got your quiet operation, clean power. It's not pure sine wave. You can see that it's 3% off of being pure sine wave, but that should be plenty. Fuel efficient, plug and play, which means it says everything included to get you started right out of the box. My guess would be that that is inaccurate, because I bet it doesn't come with fuel. And then down here it's got the wattages of several different things that you can do. It says 3-year warranty. When I went online and looked, it is a 3-year home use warranty or 1,000 hours, whichever comes first. There's what the unit looks like when we get it out of the box. It has two 120 volt 20 amp outlets, and it has one 30 amp trailer plug and 2 USBs. So around the other side it basically says the same thing. This does have a key fob remote for starting, and it is an electronic start. So I'm going to set this back up on the other side and we will get going. Let me show you what comes in the box real quick here. There's where it's showing what comes in the box. Owner's manual, quick start guide, maintenance schedule, wireless remote starter, 0.6 liter bottle of 10W30 oil, and you can use standard or synthetic with this. Spark plug, socket wrench, battery charger, and a funnel. And the last thing is, yes, ladies and gents, it is a beast. 93 pounds. Basically, I'm going to find a place for this to live in the back of the truck when we go out, and I think it's for the most part going to stay there. We'll see how that goes, but I think it's going to find a permanent residence in the back of my truck. But right now I'm going to unbox it, and we're going to take a look at the contents, and then I'm going to try to take you all around as I do the initial setup on it. And then when my lovely assistant returns from her activities for the day, we will fire this bad boy up, and I'll put some meters on it, and we're going to crank up some stuff in the trailer. Just to let you know, our 3 big draw items are a 13,500 BTU air conditioner. We have a coffee maker that takes 100 watts of power, and we have a microwave that I think is 1350. I'd have to check that for sure. Everything else is pretty low draw, but we wanted to get this because when we go camping in November, at least in Texas, it may be the same in other places too, but when we go camping in November, we could have 90 degrees or we could have 35 degrees. There's just really no telling at that time of year. So we wanted to be ready and prepared. So this is what we chose to go with. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up, see what we have in the top, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we have one user manual we have a quick start guide. So we will be using both of these when we do the setup here in just a little bit. We're going to get into it. So here's a nice big piece of styrofoam, so thank goodness for that. And then I am going to do some more cutting on this box, and we're going to go ahead and take it out of here. Okay, so this is the little information packet that comes with it. So we have the owner's manual here. Then we have, let's see, owner's responsibility, some safety stuff. And then we have emission control stuff. This is CARB compliant, so that I think that means you can use it in California. Okay, so here's an added bonus that I didn't know came with this. It says, congratulations, this item qualifies for a bonus item if you leave a review. So if I go on Amazon and leave a review and then go to a website, I get a bonus gift, which is a 6-outlet power strip and a 15-foot cord. There you go, right there. So, small consolation for the price of this generator. Kind of nice. And then, do not return this product to the store, etc., etc. I sure hope I don't have to use that. So, okay, now this is a little accessory box that comes with it, so we're going to go ahead and break into this and see what we've got. So, in here we have one spark plug wrench. We have the funnel for the oil adding. Then under here we have, this is for plugging it into the wall when you're not using the generator, and this is like a trickle charger to keep the battery charged. And then we have oil that we can put in, and this is a little over half a quart. So we will be using this for the break-in period, and then I have some good synthetic oil that I'm going to use after that. But I'm going to use what Westinghouse sent for the initial break-in. So next thing on the agenda is we're going to look at the quick start guide. We're going to add oil. We're going to fuel this thing up. We're going to connect the battery, and I'll show you that procedure. And we'll get this thing fired up. And then Julie just got back, so we're going to do some real world testing on it, and we'll bring all that to you. It's all going to be in this video, so it could be long, but it's going to be comprehensive, so prepare. The other thing I wanted to show you real quick is this is the remote control on and off little key thing, and if you can see right there, when you push the button you get a little red indicator. So we'll see how that works when the time comes also. The other thing I wanted to show you, that's why I backed everything away, is this is the extendable handle. It just tucks up underneath. Just like that. So you can cart it around like this. Of course, it's pretty heavy that way because you don't have any leverage. But anyway, the way this is designed to be used is you pull it out like so, you pick it up, and you can roll it around from place to place. Makes it a little easier. All right, so here's the oil fill port. So it just comes off like this, and I want you to see something, and I'm going to show you this on the other side too. This is really impressive. Look at the insulation they use for sound deadening. This is over the entire interior of this unit. And I'll show you on the other side, but as I reach in, it's all over it. So sound deadening material, I'm really impressed with that. Here's the oil fill cap, and we're going to undo that little jobber, and we're going to fill this dude with oil. We will use said supplied oil funnel and the oil that came with it, which this is 10W30 motor oil, a little over half a quart. So let's go ahead and start adding. Okay, so that's the entire container of oil. So a little over half a quart. So we got the oil put in, so now we're going to replace the oil cover. And that's it. And now that I have this area done, it's time to de-sticker, because I don't like stickers on everything. Let's see, what do we have here? Cancer and reproductive harm. So if you're in California, you need to be careful, because in that state, if you use this generator, almost everything about it can kill you. I'm not sure if looking at it will kill you or not, but be careful if you're in California. And don't use it like in the house. Okay? Don't ever use a generator. Please don't ever use a generator inside of a closed area, because no matter what you're running, it's not going to matter, because you will not wake up alive. Carbon monoxide is a silent killer. It's odorless. It is tasteless, and you won't even know it's happening until you're done. Now this one's got the specifications on it, so I think I'm going to leave that little sticker. All right, so here's a little extra step that I'm just going to go through with this, just because it's something that I learned a long time ago. Everything is off. The battery's not connected. The power's off. The fuel is off, even though I haven't filled it with fuel yet. But I'm going to crank it a half dozen times with this, because even though it seems that there was some oil in it, I want to circulate the oil around a little bit. All right, that will at least get the oil to the vital parts that are going to need it on initial startup. All right, so I've taken the opposite side panel off, and from this view, I want to show you, this is the panel, it goes right here, but look at this. I'm really impressed with the way that they have soundproofed the inside, and everywhere that I'm reaching has the soundproofing on it. Bring you over here a little closer and see if you can, but you can see it's all the way in there. So from this angle here, I want to show you, because this is another important aspect of maintenance of any small engine. This is the air filter compartment. So you just turn these 90 degrees and this pops right off. So this is your air filter, and occasionally you're going to want to probably clean this out with some soap and water or something and let it dry. There may be another cleaning procedure. I'll find out as I go. But then you just stick it right back in the area like that. And this doesn't have any tabs or anything. It just fits over the compartment area like so. And push these in and turn them 90 degrees, and that locks everything back in place. So I wanted to show you that real quick. All right, so here we are at the side panel. Real quick, this is the reset if you happen to overload the generator. This is the reset. This is the USB plugs. You have a 1 amp and a 2.1 amp USB plugs. Fuel on and off. When you turn the generator off, if you're not going to use it immediately, you're going to want to turn this off, let it run out of fuel. Start indicator, this light's going to come on when it's going through the start procedure. Here are the breakers for the 20 amp. That's these guys. Okay, you can see the way this stays closed is it's got a single little tab right here, and it just goes in the ground of that bottom one. So not super waterproof. Anyway, 20 amp circuit breaker, 30 amp circuit breaker for this, which is properly configured, in case you were wondering whether this is in the proper configuration. It is. This is the main circuit breaker. This is for the little battery charger, the plug-in battery charger I showed you earlier. Efficiency mode, on and off. This is the start button. Very easy start button. And this is the run or stop. This is, if you don't want to use this to turn it off, you can turn it off just with this or with the remote control. And that's if you're going to be using it periodically off and on and not turning it off for a prolonged period of time. But this right here is the LED readout, and right here, as you can see, it says remaining fuel runtime. That's going to be in hours and minutes. It's going to give you the power output in kilowatts. Okay, and that's going to be a readout, plus this right here is your percentage of power output you're using. 25, 50, 75, or 100, depending on the load. This is going to be your fuel level indicator, and it also gives a fuel level in liters. So for all you Americans, it's liters. Sorry, no option on that. So we'll just have to deal with that. The other thing it'll give you is the voltage, 120, you know, that kind of thing. And then it gives you lifetime run hours. Now, the specifications that I saw were, I guess, for an earlier model, and they did not list runtime hours. So anyway, that's the control panel. I'm going to add some gasoline, and then we will go into the startup procedure. All right, so we're getting ready to start it, but I want to show you the fuel, because inside the fuel cap, there's a little red ring, and that red ring says do not fill fuel above that. So in other words, if you fill it above that red ring, it's going to be up in the neck of the filler, and they don't want it that high. All right, so the next step in the procedure, it has oil, it has fuel, and now we need to connect the battery. So we're going to access the battery through this cover. There again, the soundproofing. And here we have, it's pre-wired onto the battery, and then the terminals are wrapped in this plastic. So we're going to take that off. And as you can see, the red is to the positive and the black is to the negative. Let me get you a better view here. There we go. Okay, red is to positive, black is to negative, red to positive. All right, so all we have to do is plug these two guys in together, and it will have juice. There we go. So now I'm going to replace this, and then we'll get ready to start her up. All right, so here we go. This is going to be the initial startup, and in the operator's manual, it has electric start first. So number one is turning on the fuel, which is on. The next step is to turn on the battery switch, which is right here, to run. Now you can see that that little light came on. And the next one is push and hold the engine start button for 1 second and release. The engine will start automatically. All right, here we go. Okay, we'll give it a second to warm up. This is with efficiency mode off. All right, there we go. It's pretty quiet. So let's go ahead and turn it off. And let's go through our next procedure. And that would be the manual start. Let's see, with manual starting, we make sure that the fuel is on. We make sure that the battery switch is on. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here to the pull start, and we're going to manually pull start it. There we are. Off efficiency mode. That's how you're supposed to start it. On efficiency mode. So what this down here is telling us is that 10.4 liters, 124 volts, that's the total run time so far. That's the remaining run time, 15 hours and 40 minutes. That's the power output. So we have no power output. We have 10 liters of fuel. Of course, this is not sitting level. And lifetime run minutes, run hours, we don't have any logged yet. So, let's go ahead and turn this off. So our next mode is wireless remote start. Fuel is on, battery is on to the run position, and here's the remote start. And I'm going to push the on button. There we go. Now I'm going to turn it off.
I'm ready to head out now.
You don't have to turn this switch off all the time. The battery's going to stay charged for quite a while because as this is running, it's also recharging the battery. All right, so we're going to get this thing started up here in a little bit, and then we're going to do an initial break-in on it. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to give it varying loads, and we're going to plug it into the trailer to do that. We're going to give it a microwave, we're going to give it a coffee maker, and we're going to give it an air conditioner. And then we will give it combinations of the big three and see how it functions. Now, when we're out boondocking, we plan on running the hot water heater with propane. We plan on running the refrigerator in auto mode so that when we're not using the generator or using electricity, it'll run off propane, and when we are using the generator, it will run off generator power. And for the most part, for everyday type stuff, we're going to be using our small 1,000 watt generator because it'll run everything except the big three. So we'll be using a combination of generators depending on what the situation is. So we'll be right back with you, and we will get it fired up and get going. All right, so to catch y'all up, we have this running. It's on economy mode. We have 15 hours and 43 minutes. This is showing how much gas, the voltage is going to be the lifetime run hours, which we haven't run in an hour yet. The next one's going to be power output in kilowatts. All right, so Julie's going to turn on the microwave, and it's a 1350 watt microwave, and we'll see how it is. Go ahead and hit it twice. All right, there you heard it bump up a little bit. All right, the power is 170. Volts 122, didn't hurt it at all. It's showing that we're at 25%. All right. Go ahead and kill the micro. All right. Let's do the AC next. All right, so Julie is going to turn on the AC in just a second. Go ahead and turn it on cool. Okay. That was the compressor coming on and running right away. That's 1.2 kilowatts. Okay, so now Julie's going to do the coffee maker. It's a 1,000 watt coffee maker and she's turning it on right now. Okay, that really made virtually no difference. Let's see. Still showing 25% load. Voltage 123. Remaining runtime 1345. And not quite a kilowatt. And that's a kilowatt, of course, is 1,000 watts. So right now we're running 950 watts. All right, you can turn off the coffee maker. That barely made a hiccup of a difference in the generator. Okay, remember, this has all been done in econo mode. We haven't even turned it on to regular mode yet. So this is as quiet as it gets. Now, I use my phone for my sound meter, so I'm going to have to just take screenshots and superimpose them onto the video because I'm not going to be able to take video and do that at the same time. I tried already and it just doesn't work. All right, so we are in eco mode. We are going to do a combination test of a couple different things. First of all, we're going to turn on the air conditioner. And there you go, you heard the surge. Let's see what the kilowatts are. 1.7. Okay, so that's 1,700 watts. 1,700 watts, yes. So now Julie is going to turn on her coffee maker, which is 1,000 watts. So the watts should go up. You heard the sound kick up. That's 2,200 kilowatts. I mean, 2.2 kilowatts, so that's 2,200 watts. Now Julie is going to crank up the microwave. All right, there you can see that the usage meter is all the way up and even in the red saying warning. Let's see how many kilowatts that is. 3.62. So that's 3.62. So that's 3,600 watts out of the rated running watts of 3,700. So that's why it's telling us that we're really close to overload. You should be able to see that right here. See a little red? Very close to overload. All right, so I'm going to go out to 10 feet. And this is the ambient reading. And then here's the reading of the generator on at 10 feet. All right. This is 20 feet. This is what we have sound-wise from the generator at 20. All right, and this is what we have from the generator at 30. Now we're going to move around to the back side because it will make a difference. So here we are on the back side with the ambient reading. Now this is the reading with the generator running at 10 feet. All right, so here's the reading with the generator running at 20 feet. And here's the generator running at 30 feet. I'm using a wireless lavalier mic, so you may not get an accurate representation of what the sound is like, but the decibel meter will show. So all in all, not terribly loud. All right, so once again, I want to thank you for watching this video. This was our hopefully comprehensive review of the iGen4500 from Westinghouse. This is the generator that we're going to be taking with us, so when we do our camping videos and our boondocking video especially, you will probably see this again in its place where it's going to live in the back of my truck, because I do not want to be moving this thing around. It's over 100 pounds full of fluid, and I'm not up to carting that all over the place. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we upload new videos. We've got some more cooking videos. We've got some gear review videos. We've got some more stuff coming your way. This is the way we document our adventure, and we'd love to have you along with it. Sit around the campfire with us sometime and we'll chat. So anyway, I am Mark with Keto Campers, and hey, come over here. Come on, we're signing off.
You want me to start?
So I'm Mark with Keto Campers,
I'm Julie.
and she was my lovely assistant who was off camera most of the time. Of course, as was I. This was the star of this show. So we just want to thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time on our next video of...
Keto Campers.
We will see you next time on the next video we make for Keto Campers. So long, and thanks for coming.
Bye. You want to watch it? Make sure we got it right before we walk